Hello everybody. I want to do some work today on your inner child. Of course, we've got the three parts of us. We've got the child, the parent and the adult. Today's work is working on your aura with your inner child, because I feel that most of us have problems there and difficulties. Even if we had a really good childhood, there'll still be stuff there. And this then manifests into problems in our other relationships. When you do this work, it's going to be a visual, like a meditation that you do, and it's a filling up, almost a release and a filling up. But I want you to see yourself, sit quietly somewhere, or how you like to do it. Maybe sit outside or inside or on your bed. Just have a quiet few moments. And you can do this practice over and over again when you have some time to heal it. I found that most children who have a difficult childhood, or cold-hearted parents, people who don't give love, controlling parents, will come out with damage to the inner child. The child part of them will actually be energetically damaged. Usually there's quite a lot of emotional pain there, some anger and hurt as well from the childhood, and they carry that through till their last breath because they don't know it's there and they don't know how to release it. The first thing I want you to do is recognise your inner child, and now you focus on your inner child. And the most important thing you can do for your aura is to just flood the inner child of you with love. Just love, love, love. Just keep flooding that child part of you with love, because I have found that most people who have had difficulties in this area are deficit, like majorly deficit in love in the child part of them, and then that translates into being a grown-up who has issues and maybe some neediness, or attracts people who are unloving. It's almost to give the same pattern till we start working on the lesson. You just need to sit quietly and see your inner child in your aura, just feeding the inner child love, and you just keep immersing yourself. I usually send in pink light because that helps me to focus, and I just keep filling my inner child with love, and just love, just so the whole inner child is completely filled with love. When you've done this and you just keep doing it, it will actually manifest. I checked it before and after when I did the practice, because I want to make sure it was all right, because my inner child, even after all the work I've done, was still kind of small in love, how much love that part of me actually had. So I want to fill that up and then be a more balanced person. I had done a lot of work on loving myself, and so my adult actually was quite big and my parent part was quite full of love, but it was interesting for me to even have a look at, I need to do some work here because my little Wendy was quite small. You just keep filling that with love, filling with love. The next thing I suggest you do is, there's usually a lot of anger, hurt and emotional pain, and some psychological with some children, especially from abuse or trauma. And then you can go and do some work on letting go of the emotional pain, psychological pain, any pain you feel. You let go from the child in you, and then do the anger and do the hurt. Now you can use your own modalities and use your own release work to do that. I feel journaling will be really good for you, because as a child you probably had little to no voice. Therefore, if you start to write out how you felt about your parents and your childhood, and have a little bit of a rant there and let that out, that'll actually help to release as well the unsaid things, the things that you couldn't say. Be aware that if you've got damage to the inner child, you'll actually probably be reflected in your parenting part of you. So you'll either parent yourself too much, be too controlling with yourself about your food and sleep and doing things and exercise, etc., and be quite parenting to others. And the other way you can do it too is you don't parent yourself at all. You can do that as well. So you don't look after yourself. So just have a look at that dynamic. You might find that you keep not being able to really nurture yourself because the child in you needs it and the parent in you doesn't do it. So have a look at that. There's a kind of an interesting dynamic there with that. This work is very, very powerful. The more you fill your aura, child aura, with love, and by the way, you can still fill your adult and your parent part of you with love too. That's a good thing to do. However, today we're just talking about the child part of you. And the more you release the anger, the hurt, the frustration, all the things you felt as a child, and the injustice, the unfairness of it. Maybe, you know, you're in a family where there was favourites played, and maybe perhaps you weren't the favourite, you know. Who knows? But what I'm saying is you can heal that. And the more you release and then fill up, the better you will be. I also suggest you fill your little child with white light, and you can fill it with every colour of the rainbow of the chakras. So fill that child in you with those colours. It's important that you still be childlike and enjoy the things of that child part of us, which is having fun and making jokes and eating ice cream and watching, you know, kiddie videos or something, doing video games, whatever it is that's the childlike part of you. Keep doing that and do more of that. So as you're filling that up, because that's possibly being deprived. And then also be aware of what is your childish nature, which is maybe you're a bit of a sport brat sometimes, or sometimes you act like a victim or a martyr. So it's really important that you do that as well, to make sure that you release those parts that are childish, but build up the parts that are childlike. In relationships, you will probably vacillate between being a child sometimes and being a parent. But you might not go to the adult bit. The adult bit's when we take responsibility for what we've done and we are grown up about it, I suppose. And sometimes our reactions are childlike or parental, you know, telling people off and trying to be in control. Because having had no control in our childhood, we can actually go into that parent role quite quickly. Start observing yourself in that role. I think this work is very, very good energetically. And if you have a friend or people in your family who you think are struggling with the inner child, just send the inner child lots of love. That's what I do, see them and then see a smaller version of them and send it. It's also nice to put up some photos of yourself when you were little and I've got like a little altar thing I made. So I've got a picture of me when I was like just starting school, and then I've got my ballet shoes hanging up behind it because I was a crazy ballerina girl. You can also make your little quiet altar and keep an eye and look out for her or him. So you're always looking at that person and encompassing in their life, because some of us were invisible children in a sense, and our needs weren't met and we weren't really seen. We just told off all the time. And now we're seeing ourselves and we're stepping out and we're having a voice, and that's important too. So good luck with the work. I think it's powerful and I think you'll really benefit from it. And I'm wishing you a good week with lots of love and lots of light.